Hi everyone, this is Matt Heinrich with Affiliated Control Equipment, and today I'm going to show you how to use Festo's Handling Guide Online software, or HGO for short, and that's their software for creating gantry systems, whereas the old way would have been to kind of piecemeal a solution together using different actuators and connections and cables. Festo's made it really simple by kind of doing that work for you. So let's jump right into it. So I'm going to start off by showing you where to get the software. So if you go to Festo's homepage and you go to the Products tab, you can see all their different product categories, and then they have this software drop-down menu. So if you select that and go to Handling Guide Online, it's software that you don't have to download. It'll just pop open a new window, and you'll scroll down the page, accept the terms, and you can see you've got a couple different options. So you have single access, a couple different 2Ds depending on which way you want to do it, but I'm going to do a 3D system, probably the most exciting. You can click on animations just to show some kind of different demonstrations of what exactly you're generating. So I go to 3D Gantry and select, and next I'm going to go into just kind of the basic parameters. So it starts you off just by asking what your Z-axis. So I'm going to select electric because I want variable control of that axis, and then your required working stroke. So I'll type in just some random values just to get it started, and as well as payload, so 10 kilograms. Then it's going to ask for distance to the center of the load, so let me just put in some generic values for that. And nice and simple. Next you're going to move on to some more advanced features of the system. So now it's going to ask you what the most drastic move will be that the gantry is going to complete. So you can see it input the values for your maximum stroke into these, but I'm going to only use part of my stroke for each axis. So 100, 400, and 400. Travel time, I'll say, I want to complete that in 5 seconds. And then my gripping or your waiting time, I'll select 1 second for that. And I'll generate your total cycle time. And then if you're doing any sort of like pressing motion or pulling, that's going to have some additional force on the actuator. You want to account for that. But for mine, I'm just going to say that I'm doing a pick and place where there's no additional force on there. Next, you can select which field bus interface you want. So they do have a different number of protocols you can operate over. I'll say EtherCAT, just as something kind of general. And then there are different voltage options depending on what your system requirements are. And then you'll move on. So now it's going to take a little while. It's looking at all the different possibilities for combinations of actuators that would work for your system. And I've already finished that. So I'll go to my completed simulation and go back to my previous tab. Back again. So this is the page that it'll generate. It's got a bunch of different options. So it'll generate 5 for you, where the top one will be the cheapest. And it'll kind of go down to different solutions. And you can see the different actuators and motor and drive combos that it's generating, as well as kind of the workload that it's putting on the guide, the drive, and the axis itself, voltages, all that good stuff. And if you continue onward, you can click continue down below, and now you'll get into a little bit more specifics on your package. So where you want the motors attached, you have the option to use Festo motors or not, so you can unselect that. If you do that, it'll take off the Festo motor controllers as well. Sensor package, what kind of switching output you want, and then different cable lengths. So a couple just different odds and end options to add at the end. When you're completed, you can get CAD files, documentation. You can send in the request to Festo, but what I'd recommend is just to save your system. It'll save it as a file that you can send to us at Affiliated Control, and then we'll be able to generate a price for you, get you any additional information you might need about the system. And that's really the basis of it. It's really simple. It takes what used to be, a pretty difficult process of engineering down to, something that I just did in a couple minutes. And if you want to learn anything else about the HGO software, feel free to contact us at Affiliated Control Equipment, and we'd be happy to share more.